Hi guys, Father's Day is around the corner and I thought, why not bring someone who I see is such a great father, to come and share his experiences and maybe we can learn a thing or two from him. So please watch this video and take some notes. If you're a father or a father to be, you need this. So our set today, we are here at Best Western Plus, the Athena Hotel, that has a number of conference rooms where you can hold your workshop, your meetings. They have high-speed internet and lots of services that are going to enable you deliver those meetings even much better. So please check them out on Instagram at Best Western Plus, the Athena Hotel, and book your meeting today. On the channel today, we have Alfred. Welcome, Alfred, to the channel. I know you're such a good father, and today we can't wait to hear from you. So just tell us a bit about yourself and your family so that we can get to know you better.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. First of all, congratulations.
On what exactly?
You're here. You've made it this far.
Guys, for those that don't know, Alfred is my former boss at Acclaim Africa. You remember I told you guys I, resigned my job, to do this full time. So that's why he's congratulating me. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've asked me to come here many times and I have not come. And here I am today, finally, about something I'm very passionate about. Yeah. Fatherhood. Thank you. Alfred Brian Agaba is my name, and I am a father to 4 so far, I think.
Keep on. Wow.
4 so far.
Wow. Yeah.
I have a 13-and-a-half-year-old girl, my only girl.
Yeah.
10-and-a-half-year-old boy, 5-month-old boy, and then just before that one, 2-and-a-half-year-old toddler.
Wow.
Who keeps me awake.
Wow.
That one.
Amazing. Good to have you. You've not told them what you do?
You want me to say what I do?
Say it.
Okay. I lead the team at Acclaim Africa Limited where she used to work.
Yeah.
She worked very well. She left very well. We didn't sack her. We blessed her.
Thanks for the emphasis.
We blessed her. She left and she worked very well, left very well, and we're proud of her. I lead the team. The team I lead is a nice, good, neat team of people that are consultants in leadership and management consulting.
Amazing. So tell us more about your fatherhood experience. How has it been?
Fatherhood. Exciting.
Yeah.
Challenging. But worth it.
Okay.
Worth it. I think it's been a good long number of years now, 13-and-a-half years, like I say. Yeah. I know, I'm going to add the 9 months before that, so almost 14 and something. Yeah. But it's been a time for me that is worthwhile. It's something I love to invest myself in. I love to be able to spend time with my children. I love to be able to even help other fathers as well to do a bit of the things I have done. Yes, maybe I've made mistakes. Yeah, that's true, we all do that. But at least I think I have things to share with many of the fathers out there as well. So I'm here. Yeah. I'm all yours.
Just a quick one. Do you do night duty?
Last night.
You were on night duty.
Do you see my eyes? I had night duty at 2 a.m. I had night duty at 4 a.m. Yes.
And what do you do? Because you're not breastfeeding. So for you as a father, what's your role there?
One is support, to provide support to my wife, but two, because there is a 2-and-a-half-year-old boy and there's a 5-month-old boy, so I've got support, especially with a 2-and-a-half-year-old, just to make sure when they come, now daddy this, daddy that, mommy this, I take over. Yeah. Because, she needs to rest as well. She's breastfeeding, I step in, And then you're like, I'm training tomorrow, but like, let's do this.
Yeah, I know, that's amazing because so many dads just leave the whole role to the mom, just handle the kids. For me, I'll bring in the money and that's it, And I hear people saying there's a difference between father and dad. Is there a difference?
Well, maybe they say one is siring, you'd say. But beyond that, there is you living out the role. Yeah. Living out the role as a father, engaging with the children. So fatherhood should not stop at the before 9-month period.
I know. Yeah.
It's a whole process you go through. You walk them down the aisle, you're still there. You know, it's a journey. It doesn't stop. I don't think it ever stops.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, when you're talking about being involved, I know lots of fathers say we are busy, busy, busy. I know you're an MD, you lead teams, you're on boards. But when I was working at Acclaim, I remember I used to say, I've gone to pick the kids. It would be like coming to 4, I've gone to... On that dot, Alfred would go and pick his kids. So how have you been able to be present with your children, but still manage all these roles so that the fathers who are busy, busy, busy can pick something from you?
Well, thank you. First of all, yes, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Busy, busy, busy. Never too busy for my children. Never. Because what I do out there, I'm doing to help people. I'm helping families. I'm helping businesses. But if I help all the businesses out there and all the people out there, but I can't help my children, then what service is that I'm doing? You know? So some of the things I have done is to embed some of what I do with the children in my day. Like I said, what I used to do is 4 p.m. I pack. I'm going to pick the children, you know, depending on what time they leave. So I have to do that to embed it in my day. It also helps me to relax because by 4 p.m., if my day has started at about 5 a.m., I'm a bit spent and I want to disconnect a bit from the work. And when I go to pick the children, then we can talk about, okay, what were you studying today at school? What did you enjoy doing today?
Moments.
You know, those moments, they also help me to distress. So because I've embedded them as part of my day, I'm able to do that. But also, I think it also helps that I work from home. So I'm able to spend quite some time with them. They see me a lot more often than they did even before the work from home. So it's about embedding them in my day, making sure no one else is going to pick the kids from school, except if I'm out of the country or something like that. But if I'm in the country, when I'm setting my meetings, they just know at this point, he is not here. Don't call
Alfred at 4. Don't call Alfred. He's picking his kids. And I like that, you know, being intentional, because when you do those things at the onset, people get accustomed to, you know, your ways, and they're not, you know, calling you at that time. But someone may say, oh, you're privileged because you can work from home or because you can leave at 4. There are some fathers who are not able to do that. So what other things can they maybe do to just make sure that they still spend some time with their children?
Well, of course, it is important to come up with what you deem to be practical for you. But I have had to make these decisions as well regarding what kind of career that I take, regarding what kind of job that I have. If I turn up and I'm MD, I'm saying I'm MD, but at 4 I'm not here. Are we together? Am I working with you or not? Because it's important for me. Yes, I do appreciate not everyone can have that. But it means that there are certain opportunities that I have not taken up. For example, there are jobs I have not taken up that would require me to be at the job from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. or whatever it is. I haven't taken them
but
because...
they're bringing the money, of course.
It's about values. It's about values. I don't value money above my children. I don't value money about having time with my children. There is no money that you can pay me that would pay for my not being with my children, for parenting, for presence. So I would advise for those that are not able to, still to be able to find a way to engage with the children, hoping that you don't leave in the morning when they are sleeping and come back in the evening when they are sleeping. And if that's your truth, then maybe you need to make some changes. Sometimes you need to make some changes. I mean, the younger, especially those young ages, they need to engage quite a bit with you. When they grow older and, you know, they are 16, 17, the time with them is a bit less than they need when the years are a bit earlier, in the early ages. They need to engage a little bit more with you, and the time keeps reducing and reducing and reducing. In fact, at some point they'll say, hey, you're in my space, daddy, please
leave me.
Give me some space. So so
what I'm hearing is, you know, prioritize. Prioritize and look for those opportunities. You can even say no. It's okay to say no to certain things. I think many times fathers feel like I'm losing this opportunity at work or things like this, so I have to take it. But sometimes it's okay to say no. And as we talk about fatherhood, what are some of the challenges you faced being a father? I know it's not easy. Sometimes, I must say, mothers and wives, we feel like fathers, you guys, you're doing nothing apart from just bringing money, but we're the ones carrying the children. I feel like we're doing a lot. But I know, men, there are things that you're going through. What are those challenges as a man and a father that you faced?
Fatherhood. I think one of the things I'd say is challenging about fatherhood is, yes, you're trying your best to raise your children the best way you think is good for them.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't know whether that is it. It's a try and error. There's no school for fatherhood.
True.
So you're trying to bring them up the way you best think they should, but you don't know. It's trying this and that. And maybe fathers are not appreciated as much as mothers are.
True.
You know, you can do all these things and you put in everything, and then the kids grow up and begin saying, so my mother this, my mother this.
Oh,
like,
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Hey.
Like, by the way, it's Father's Day
Father's Day is coming, guys. Celebrate your fathers. Yeah.
So I think some of those can be a bit of a challenge, but if you know it's your responsibility to look after these people, it can be a challenge if you've got to make tough decisions about, like I said, like career. And sometimes, I'll give an example, even during birth and all that, I know you have a mother that's in the ward and they could lose their lives, you know, but the father could lose too. They could lose their baby and their wife.
Right.
So you're busy pacing, you're thinking, oh my goodness, are we managing this?
Yeah. How will I make it through?
How will I even make it through?
Yeah.
Or if I lose one of them, if I lose my wife and this baby is born, where do I start from?
I know.
How do I start? My entire job is going to change, or I'm going to look up. So it has its challenges, but I think the rewards.
Yeah.
The rewards are richer. Yeah.
And you talked about tough decisions. Are there some tough decisions you've had to make so that you remain relevant in this role as a father? What are some of those?
I'd say, for example, wherever we've made a choice about where to stay, it has to have something to do with how close it is to the school. Because I don't want the kids to wake up at 3 a.m. to make it through jam and wherever for 2 hours to make it to school and back. So the decision of where we're going to stay has a lot to do with how close is the school, for starters. So there's things like that. But also there's things I've mentioned, for example, where you've got to make decisions about your career as well. You know, sometimes you could think it's only the ladies that have got to make those decisions about their career.
It is.
You know? Yes, you know, because they need to say, okay, I need to be with the family, let me do this, and you know. But we also have to make some of those decisions. If the job that you have at the moment is not bringing in enough for, for looking after the children, and you're thinking from now to university, and you multiply, you get the numbers. I'm a figures person, so I have an idea of the entire school fees from now up to end of university for all of them. So
pick a leaf, guys, pick a tree, please no.
So as you're thinking about that, you're thinking, okay, where are we getting this
money from?
What do we do? What do I need to do differently? But you have to do that while you're also present. So how do you balance that out? How do you go out, make the money, and yet also be present? So those are challenges. I mean, those are challenging a bit. But we try to balance out.
It's a tough balance. And maybe there may be young fathers out there. Are there some things you know now that you wish you knew before when you were starting on this journey that you could share with them?
I'd say incidentally, mine has been a bit different because I've been intentional about it from the beginning, even way before I became a father.
Really?
Absolutely.
What informed that? Is it the way you were brought up?
In part, yes. There are things I saw my parents do before as a young child, and at purpose that some of the things are going to happen as well for myself. So even before I got married, before I got children, I knew that I needed to be there, for example, with the children. I needed to work hard to be there for the children, to model for them what they should be able to be as well. The interesting thing about fatherhood is you can't teach children how to be fathers, or you can't teach them how to be mothers. You model. What they see is what they're going to do. Sometimes what they see is, they just learn what not to do. I will not do this
I will
that
not
my
be
father
like
did.
my father.
Hopefully my children will not say, I am planning not to be like my father in this sense, you know. But I'd say that I learned from fathers around me, and I also learned where my parents did certain things that I felt not really. So consciously I'd keep making notes.
Those notes, mental notes.
Mental notes of when you get your own children, there are these things that you should not be doing. When you get your children, now for example, you know, you're used to telling children what to do. As parents, tell them what to do. They're 2 years, you're telling them 3 years, you're telling them 5 years, you're telling them 10 years, 15 years. And then you realize, but at a certain age, I don't want to be told. So as I'm going through, I'm thinking, when my kids get to this age, I will not be telling them. We will be discussing, I will be providing advice, I will be seeking their opinions, I will be, you know? So as I go through life, I begin to see some things that I think I want to do differently. I know, for example, now, my parents see someone who is married and has their children. How are they relating with me? So how does that inform how I will also relate with my children when they have their own families? So I like to keep projecting some of those things to make sure that me in future is a bit different.
Okay, that's amazing to hear. So how about, you know, there's a relationship between being a father, husband. They say it kind of, you know, like you've said, children see and then they learn from us. So how is your relationship with your wife? Does it affect your fatherhood journey in a way?
Yes. I'd like to say one of the best things you can do to your children is to love their mother.
Say it again for the people at the back.
One of the best things you could do for your children is to love their mother, but also is to love them. I mean, they should be able to see visually. They should see that you actually love them and you love the mother. So yes, that comes into play. They need to see that because it brings a bit of stability to them, safety, security to them, to know my daddy loves my mom.
And how to, it teaches, you know, the sons how to treat a woman, and then the girls how to be that love, because we see lots of girls who are loving the wrong people because their father did not affirm them, or they did not see that in their fathers. And I just want to know, I know you have a daughter, what are some of those things you're doing as a father to just build her confidence, understand her value as a woman, as a girl, so that when the time comes, please, she's not swayed by just, you know. What are there some things you're doing?
Right, I take her out first of all. Daddy-daughter dates, DDDs. So
you have acronyms for everything.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want some guy to be the first to take her out and she's like, oh my God, they've taken me out to this. I take her out to some nice places. We have some chats, you know. I have one-on-ones with her as well. But I affirm her. I affirm her. These things that she does and does very well, I give her affirmation in those areas, so that when this nice-looking guy comes and says, "Oh my goodness, you're so good at this," like, "Oh,
I know,
am I good?" You know. I want the person to, yes, of course they will receive that, but I want them to have a sense of completeness already, a sense of their worth, a sense of, hey, that is proud of me. Even before someone else comes in and says that. So to build that, it's a journey, and it's something I love to do. And she's lucky; she's my only girl. She's taking all that, all that in. Amazing. All right. So there may be children out there. We are all children, you know, to our fathers, or in some way. What message would you want to pass on to them? Right. It's interesting. Children. My children, if you're watching right now.
I don't think they're watching. One day they will watch.
One day they will watch. To the children, especially for fathers that are there, that are present, and that are trying, I think it's to appreciate them. It is to be able to appreciate them and what they do and what they invest in you. But also when they fail, just know that not every father, by the way, is, but I know that many who are trying, they are trying.
Yeah.
Just like you as children make mistakes, even the
Parents
fathers
too.
make
Yeah.
mistakes, you know. Certain things that they're doing, certain decisions that they're making, some of them are mistakes. Some of them don't turn you the right way. Some things you figure out in future, later on,
Yeah.
and you realize, oh my goodness, this was good for me. So cut them some slack.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're doing something. They're doing something. And I just want to follow on, like, on your fatherhood journey, has being in a community with other fathers really helped you? Like, is it something that could help men out there? Because sometimes we feel like we want to do things alone. How do you journey as a father? And yes, you make mistakes, but where are you learning from? Because if you make the mistakes, do you accept the mistake, and where are you learning from? Just walk us through, from your experience, what are some of those things you're doing?
Oh my goodness, the majority of fathers are not doing anything. They're learning on the job on their own, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know? But I will tell you the one, first and foremost, I understood fatherhood better after I got children. I understood my relationship with God even better. After getting children, then realizing that if God relates to me this way,
Yeah.
then he loves me, you know? So I would say the first one is being able to look at your relationship with God, the grace that he extends to you.
Yeah.
It's not that every time you go off, God is waiting to, you know,
Chapa
give you
you,
what you deserve.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a bit of grace. So it's not that you want to spoil the people, but you want to extend some grace as well, because you know, you also go off and there's someone, a father up there who says, okay, come, you know, and gives you that. So for me, that's the first. But two is seeing people out there and seeing what they're doing and seeing what they're doing well. Sometimes silently picking from them, sometimes meeting up as boys, you know, and picking from them what they do. Sometimes watching, I observe quite a bit. So imagine that I'm with a group of people and I'm saying, guys, sorry, I'm leaving, I'm going to pick my kids.
I know.
They've picked something.
Yeah.
I haven't
Like,
told them
wow.
anything. It's not like when a father's meeting, when like, hey, he's going to pick his kids. Okay.
Some will be like, sure, tell the mother to pick.
So in a way, you pick as well and observe what others are doing and like, that I want to do. Just like the daddy-daughter dates. I saw someone doing it. I thought, that's a good one. My dad didn't have girls, so he didn't have daddy-daughter dates, so I didn't know about them. But seeing some other fathers do that, I'm like, that would be a nice one.
Nice.
So I haven't done them as frequently as I've wanted to, but I like to do them and I enjoy the times when I do.
Yeah. And you talked about Chiboko a bit there. Can you just tell us, in summary, how do you discipline? We want to know, how do you discipline? Your children look like, they are in line. Are there some tricks in there?
I think first of all, I'm blessed that my children are not like how I was.
Because, yeah.
That's a good start. I'm just thinking, if they were half as problem as I was, would have been pretty something.
Yeah.
So they've made it easy for me as well. But in part, we talk. We talk quite a lot. There's a lot, because I pick them from school every day. We talk.
Yeah.
We engage.
Relationship.
You know, what did you like about school today? What did you enjoy the most? Oh, there's this guy, he did this, I said that. So what do you think about what you said? Because if you said that and it turned out this way, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
We have opportunity to talk. I recall way back at a certain point in my life when I was getting punished and I thought, why don't you talk to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I reflect back and thinking,
if you had just said,
just talk to me.
Yeah.
Let me understand the why. I used to come back home late and I get punished. But if I understood that coming back home late worries my parents,
yeah,
it would be something different. I'm thinking, I don't want to worry these people, you know. But if it is, don't come back late again, huh?
Sure.
After 2 days,
Like,
3 days, 4 days, I go back.
Yeah.
You know? So I've found that having the one-on-ones with them and discussing the why. And the good thing is now they keep asking, but why, Daddy?
Yeah.
So we've built that as well.
Yeah.
Why? And I take them through why. You see, this is like this because of that. It's long, it's painful, it's slow, but it disciplines. Now, the discipline where it gets to disrespect, if you disrespect people, there. Fortunately, they've not been.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while since that happened, but there's been many other ways of disciplining, of withdrawing things I know they really love. You know, they really love this. They're saying that one, not anymore. Like, but Daddy, I'll do I'll not do it again. Like we talk through, and we sort that out.
Yeah.
I'm not really a firm believer in just using the cane all the time.
Yeah.
There are parents who are, and really it's their way of doing things. But I believe in creating opportunity to dialogue.
Yeah.
Interesting is my children are my friends.
We keep hearing for saying children should not be your friends. You're a parent. Parents stick to being a parent.
I don't know how to do that. My children are my friends.
Yeah.
I discipline them,
Yeah.
but they're my friends.
Yeah.
It's similar to you worked with me. I work with people in the office. They are my friends who will laugh about everything, left, right, and center.
But when you have to deliver the work, you have to I know, and it's the same thing with people keep asking me, how do you laugh with your house help and then still correct her? Because you know, so many times you work with people, you laugh with them, they feel like, I'm not going to do the work. But I think you can create that relationship and create those boundaries where you can still be a parent, you can still be a child, and still be friends. You can still be an employer, an employee, friends, but still stick to that. Yeah. So as we conclude, you know, what message do you have for fathers out there, or even mothers out there? Yeah.
Right. I'd say to fathers out there, the biggest present that you can give to your children is your presence. Sometimes we think about giving them presents and gifts and all these things, but your presence is the most important. When they get to remember in life, if you try to remember right now in life, you won't remember, oh, my dad used to buy me huge toys. No, you remember, this time he went with me to this place. He did this and that with me. That is more important than the presents. So the biggest present, presence. To my children or to children, to remember me as a dad who was present, as a dad who was there, as someone who explored their giftings and talents and helped to bring them out. That's what I'd love to.
What about to mothers?
To mothers. To mothers. Please support the fathers. Yeah, do support the fathers as well as they go through their fatherhood. It is not very easy. It is challenging. It appears like they just stepped back and it feels like, you know, for them they're chilling. What's going on? But support them in the process of trying to figure out how to lead this whole thing. As the family is growing, the mind is busy racing. How am I doing this? Sometimes they're unsure. Sometimes you go and drop a bomb of there is this, there isn't that, and they're reflecting, and they're trying to reflect until they start counting years from now to university, and you know, things like that. But support them, work together. I'd say, work together as a team. It's fun working together in a team. It shouldn't be we against you or you against us. It should be a team doing life together. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Alfred, for being here on the channel. Guys, let me know in the comment section, you know, some of those memories you have of your father, you know, what, you know, how did they play a role in who you are today? Would love to hear some of those. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because, hey, it really supports me. My name is Lisa Kusima. Thank you, Alfred, for being here. And I'm here to
do what?
Say it.
To do what?
Come on. I'm here to inspire today.